Hello everyone, welcome back to On The Fly. Today we're going to be taking a look at a trade between the Montreal Canadiens and the Vancouver Canucks. The Canadiens do acquire Tanner Pearson and a 2025 third-round pick in exchange for DeSmith. So this deal is very, very interesting. For the Montreal Canadiens, they are acquiring sort of a fourth-round player, a veteran guy who's been there. He's done that at a more so sort of cap dump sort of move for the Canucks. Obviously, the Canucks are a team that's somewhat looking to contend in this, but at the end of the day, they're trying to shed some cap. That's the point of this move for the Canucks. For the Habs, they're picking up both a third-round pick and a player that's probably going to crack their lineup. There's no real concern for the Montreal Canadiens in terms of cap. They're sitting around $4 million, assuming Carey Price goes on LTIR, which you can assume he's going to. So for the Habs, the cap really isn't that much of a problem. So taking on Pearson's contract is not bad. It's a $3.25 million contract. So at the end of the day, it's not going to cost them too much. And at the same time, a 2025 third-round pick on top of that, it really is a good deal for the Habs for basically a goalie that was capped up on them. And overall, for DeSmith, really, he's going to go to a place where he's going to play. You know, when you look at the Habs right now, they got two goaltenders that are probably going to beat out DeSmith. Where you look at Vancouver, where they have Demko, and DeSmith seems to fall under that realm as that backup goaltender. So we'll see sort of what's going to happen there. I think this move is going to be good for both sides here. For the Canucks, they get that backup goaltender. I think it is a little bit of an overpayment in terms of what they're giving up, just in terms of that extra pick. But nonetheless, they shed a big contract with Pearson, 3.25, and they don't lose too much in terms of value. A third-round pick isn't that bad for really the money. You would have likely have seen an extra fifth go back. If it weren't for DeSmith, I think DeSmith sort of picks up that extra value from the Habs' perspective, just losing that extra contract. Like I said, however, is that it's not really for the Habs about the contracts. They're doing okay in terms of their cap. They don't have to worry about that too much, especially with Price going on the LTIR. But at the end of the day, look at this deal for both sides. It is a very, very good move. I think the Canucks are really going to be able to do stuff after this. They have about $2 million, assuming once again OEL goes on that LTIR. There's a bunch of moves that are still going to happen as of this point, I think, for the Canucks, but they're sort of evening and finishing out their roster. I think this Pearson move is probably going to be the last move we'll see in terms of trades. The Canucks might make a move, might make sort of a minor move to sort of shore up that fourth line, but at the end of the day, the Canadiens get their fourth line guy. They get an extra pick. The Canucks get their backup goaltender, which they do really need. They really don't have any extra backup depth as of right now. But we'll see if that changes at any point, whether the Canadiens decide to make another move. Obviously, Pearson's going to sort of lose his value in Montreal last year of his contract, coming up on a UFA status. So really, for the Habs, you take him on for the 1 year. You might re-sign him at the end of this year. He might want to go somewhere else. Be curious to watch that. For the Habs, I think it wouldn't be a terrible, terrible idea for the Habs to pick him up, like Adam, in for more than 1 year, but at the same time, especially with a young team like the Habs, it never hurts to get a veteran presence like Tanner Pearson in. So overall, in terms of the trade grades for this trade here, I'm going to give the Montreal Canadiens a minus. I love it when teams pick up picks for basically free. And as for the Vancouver Canucks, I'm going to give them a B+. They shed a contract. They don't lose too much in value. They get a backup goaltender. So really a good deal for both sides today. And I will this is probably the end of the trade talk here. I'm just going to go on a little bit of a rant. Obviously, in the background, you can see here, yes, first year of university, so the content is going to be a little bit harder to come by. But at the same time, I'm committed to giving you guys at least trade reviews as much as I can. With that, if you made it this far in the video, thank you for watching. If you'd like to drop a like, if you really like, consider subscribing. Tell all your friends and comment down below your thoughts on the trade. Until next time, see ya.